The sun sinks behind the hills without color, as if it is tired of trying. The rice fields turn dark and flat, holding the last light like thin water in a bowl. Mist begins to rise from the ground, slow and quiet. In this village, dusk means the same thing every day. Doors close, fires dim. People stop speaking. Noi stands at the edge of the road with her small bag at her feet. She has been back for 3 days, but the village still feels like a place she is passing through. Her house waits a short walk away, wooden and narrow, unchanged. The air smells of wet soil and smoke. Somewhere, a dog coughs, then settles. The temple bell rings. One deep sound rolls across the fields. It moves through the mist, through the trees, through the thin walls of the houses. It is a sound everyone knows. One ring means the day is over. It means come inside. It means you are safe if you obey. Noi exhales. She did not know she was holding her breath. Then the bell rings again. The second sound is not louder. It is not faster. But it feels wrong. It drags instead of falling. It touches places the first sound never does. Old dogs lift their heads and whine. Birds explode from the trees and vanish into the grey sky. Noi feels the echo in her chest, like a hand pressing there. She counts without meaning to. 1, 2, the sound fades, but the space it leaves behind feels full. Around her, doors close faster than before. Wood slams against wood. A window snaps shut. Someone pulls a curtain tight. No one looks outside. No one speaks. Noi bends to lift her bag. Her fingers shake. She tells herself it is the travel, the long bus ride, the city still clinging to her. Bones. She starts walking. The road curves toward the temple. Normally, she would turn away, go home. Tonight, her feet keep moving. The path is narrow, packed dirt lined with stones. Incense smoke drifts through the trees. It smells sharp and sweet, but there is something bitter under it. The temple stands on a low rise. Its roof dark against the sky. Candles flicker inside. Noi steps onto the wooden platform and removes her shoes. The boards creak under her weight. The sound feels too loud. Inside, the abbot kneels before the altar. He is old now. His back curves like a branch bent by years of rain. Incense sticks burn in a bowl, but the smoke does not rise straight. It twists and crawls sideways, like it is trying to leave. Noi waits for him to speak. He does not. The bell, she says softly. The abbot does not turn. His eyes stay on the smoke. It rang twice, she says. Silence stretches between them. The candles tremble, though there is no wind. The bell rang, the abbot says at last. His voice is calm. Empty, Noi watches his hands. They are still. Too still. She bows, unsure why. When she lifts her head, the abbot has closed his eyes. The conversation is over. Outside, the sky has gone dark. The mist thickens, wrapping the temple steps. Noi puts on her shoes and leaves. She does not look back. Halfway home, she hears small footsteps behind her. She stops. The footsteps stop too. She turns. A boy stands a few steps away, barefoot his. Shirt too big for him. His hair sticks up in soft points, as if he has just woken from sleep. He watches her with wide eyes. "You shouldn't be out," Noi says gently. He nods, but does not move. "Did you hear it?" he asks. "The bell," she says. He nods again. His fingers twist the hem of his shirt. "My grandmother says it only." "Rings twice when someone is forgotten," he whispers. The mist swallows his words as soon as they leave his mouth. "Forgotten?" Noi asks. The boy shrugs. "By the living." A voice calls his name from somewhere behind the houses. "Shan't afraid." The boy steps back. "Go home," Noi says. He turns and runs. His feet make no sound on the dirt. Noi stands alone on the road. The village feels smaller now, like it has pulled inward. She walks faster. Her house smells of dust and old wood. She lights a lamp and sets her bag down. The flame shakes. Shadows jump along the walls. She sits on the floor and listens. Nothing, no insects, no voices, not even the river. When she lies down, sleep does not come easily. Her body is tired, but her mind keeps counting. 1, 2, 1, 2. At some point, she dreams. She is standing at the bottom of the temple steps. It is night, but she can see clearly. The stone steps shine as if they are wet. Water drips down them in thin lines, though there is no rain. She places her foot on the first step. It is warm as she climbs. She sees footprints ahead of her. They are small, bare. They press into the stone, filled with water. She follows them upward, step by step. The higher she goes, the deeper the water becomes. It reaches her ankles, then her calves. The footprints never stop. They do not fade. At the top, the bell hangs still. The rope sways gently, though no one is there. Water pours down from the bell's mouth. Steady and quiet, no eye looks for the owner of the footprints. She sees no one. The bell rings. Once, twice. She wakes with a sharp breath. The lamp has gone out. Pale morning light slips through the cracks in the wall. Her clothes cling to her skin. She touches her feet. They are dry. Outside, the village begins to wake. Soft sounds return. A cough. A broom against dirt. Life moving, careful and slow. No eye sits up. The echo of the bell still hums inside her. She knows, with a calm she does not trust, that the second toll was not a mistake. Something has been called, and it has heard the sound. Morning arrives without warmth. The sky hangs low and blue-grey, bruised like skin pressed too hard. Noi steps outside and feels the cool air cling to her arms. The village looks the same at first glance, but something is off. Small things are wrong. A clay bowl lies cracked near her door, rice spilled and damp. Across the lane, an offering table has tipped over. Bananas line the dirt, skins split. Incense sticks are snapped in half, their ends blackened. No one stands near them. No one bends to fix what has fallen. People move carefully. They keep their eyes down. Their steps avoid certain patches of ground, as if the earth there might answer back. Noi walks toward the well to wash her face. She passes neighbors she knew as a child. They nod without smiling. One woman opens her mouth as if to speak, then shuts it and turns away. A man pulls his son closer to him when Noi passes us. The temple bell does not ring this morning. The silence. around the temple feels thicker than the mist. The path that leads up the small rise is empty. Usually, someone is always there sweeping, praying, lighting incense. Today, no one goes near it. People take the long road around, skirting the trees, stepping wide like they are avoiding a sleeping animal. Noah hesitates. Then follows the empty path. The temple yard smells of ash. Burned incense covers the ground in thin grey layers, as if someone tried to erase the place with smoke. Noi looks up at the bell tower. The bell hangs still. Beneath it, she sees dark stains on the wooden beam. Soot. She reaches up and touches it. It comes away on her finger, black and dry, too fresh. The bell was cleaned often when she was young. This soot does not belong to years of use. It belongs to last night. A soft sound behind her makes her turn. The abbot stands in the doorway. His robe brushes the floor. His face looks carved from stone, lines deep and set. His eyes rest on her finger, stained black. "You came early," he says. "So did the bell," Noi replies. He does not react. He steps aside and lets her enter. Inside, the air is heavy with incense. It sits low, not lifting, pressing against her nose and throat. The candles burn unevenly. Wax pools at their bases, white and thick. The abbot kneels and motions for her to do the same. When she sits, her knees ache against the wood. "There are rules now," he says. "No, I waits. No names spoken after sunset," he continues. "No. Lamps by the river. No one touches the bell. Not with bare hands. Not with tools. Not at all. Why?" she asks. His mouth tightens. "Because the bell listens." Noi looks at the floor. Old cracks run through the wood, filled with ash. And if someone breaks the rules, the abbot closes his eyes. Then the bell answers. "That is all," he says. When Noi leaves the temple, the sky has brightened slightly, but the light feels thin. She walks toward the market, her hands still smelling of soot. The market hums, but softly. Voices stay low. Coins change hands without clinking. Fish lie still on beds of ice, their eyes dull. A woman fans flies away from sticky rice that no one seems eager to buy. No, I moves between the stalls, nodding, listening. Snippets of talk drift past her. Twice, someone whispers. Not since before. Don't say it. She stops at a flower stall. White lotuses float in a shallow basin. Their petals are tight, clean, untouched. She reaches for one. An old woman grabs her wrist. Noi looks up, startled. The woman's face is lined and thin. Her eyes shine with something close to fear. "You came back," the woman says. Her grip is firm, almost painful. The words hang between them, sharp and bright. "I Noi begins." The woman releases her wrist as if burned. She steps back, shaking her head. "No," she mutters. "No, not you." She picks up a lotus and presses it into Noi's palm. Her hand trembles. "Take it," she says, "for the water." Then she turns away, her back bent, her steps quick on eye. Stand still, the lotus cool and damp against her skin. She looks down at it. One petal bears a faint brown mark, like a thumbprint. The rest of the day passes slowly. Noi returns home. She sweeps the floor. She cooks rice she barely eats. She washes her clothes in silence, careful not to hum. The river flows nearby, unseen, unheard. As the sun lowers, the village tightens again. Doors close earlier than usual. Lamps stay unlit. Shadows fill the spaces between houses. No-Eye places the lotus in a bowl of water and sets it by her window. She sits on the floor and watches the light fade. The first bell rings. The sound rolls out, steady and known. Noi's shoulders loosen, just a little. Then the second bell rings. Her breath catches. The sound slides through the walls, through the bowl of water, through her bones. The lotus trembles. A ripple spreads across the water's surface. Under this bell's echo, Noi hears something else. Breathing it is soft, slow, close. She stands, heart pounding. The sound is not outside. It is not inside either. It feels like it is waiting just behind her ears. No, she whispers. The breathing does not stop. She steps toward the door. The sound follows, patient, calm. Outside, dogs whine and press there. Bodies to the ground. Birds scatter from the trees again, wings beating hard. The breathing grows clearer when the bell's echo fades. It is steady, as if whoever makes it is in no hurry. No-Eye grips the doorframe. Her fingers brush the soot mark she left there earlier. Black dust stains her skin. In the bowl, the lotus opens. One petal at a time. No-Eye watches frozen. The breathing slows, matching her own. Somewhere, very close, something remembers being called. The river moves before the sun rises. It slides past the village in a slow brown line, quiet but never still. Noi stands at its edge with her shoes in her hand. The ground is cold and soft. Fog hangs low, thick enough to hide the far bank. It feels like the world is holding its breath. She steps into the water. It closes around her ankles, cool and steady. Small ripples spread, then fade. The river does not rush her. It accepts her weight and keeps moving. Noi walks upstream. The village disappears behind her, swallowed by mist and trees. Each step takes her farther from the roads people use, farther from places with names. The fog grows heavier. It curls around her legs and rises to her knees. The air smells of wet. Leaves and old smoke. Somewhere ahead, water laps against stone. She watches what the river carries. Lotus petals drift past her, torn and pale. Some still hold their shape. Others spin slowly, breaking apart as they turn. Thin sticks of incense float by, burned down to black stubs. Coins flash under the surface, catching weak light before sinking out of sight. Offerings, No-Eye bends and reaches for one of the coins. Her fingers close on water instead. The coin slips away, gone. Farther up, a small boat rests near the bank. A man sits inside it, net folded at his feet. He is old, his skin dark and lined. He does not look surprised to see her. You shouldn't. Walk here alone, he says. I'm not alone, Noi replies, though she is not sure why. The man watches the fog. The river hears better than people. She steps closer to the boat. What does it hear? He lifts his net and shakes it. Water drips back into the river. What the village throws away. Noi follows his gaze downstream. More flowers drift. Past, I say. The bell listens, she says. The fisherman nods. The bell calls. The river keeps. He reaches into the boat and pulls out a small bowl. It is cracked, dark with age. Found this yesterday, he says. Came from the temple. From before. Before what? He looks at her then. His eyes are cloudy but sharp. Before the night, the water rose without rain. Noi feels a tight pull in her chest. I don't. Remember that. He studies her face. You were young. He does not ask her name. He does not need it. There was a novice, he continues. Quiet boy, shaved head, always smiling like he borrowed it. Noi's throat tightens. The bell rang wrong that night, the fisherman says. Not once, not twice. It rang between. The water climbed the steps, took what was waiting. What happened to the boy? Noi asks. The fisherman looks back at the fog. The river remembers him. Noi thanks him and moves on. The water feels colder now. Each step sends a dull ache up her legs. Her breath comes shallow. Images press at the back of her mind. A boy, sitting on temple steps, feet swinging above the ground. His smile too careful. Her laughter quick and nervous. The smell of incense thick enough to sting her eyes. Her hands wet dot shaking. She stops walking. The fog parts just enough for her to see the far bank. Tall reeds bend under their own weight. Something stands among them, a shrine. It is small, no taller than her waist. Moss coats its sides. Half of it sinks into the mud, as if the earth is trying to take it back. She pushes through the reeds and kneels before it. A wooden plaque hangs. Crooked at the front. The name has been scratched away. Only faint lines remain, cut deep and angry, now I touches the wood. It is soft with rot. Her fingers sink in. The air shifts. From far away, the temple bell rings. Once the sound reaches her late, thin and stretched. Then another bell answers. Closer, lower. The water beside the shrine trembles. Ripples spread outward. Touching the reeds, the mud, her knees. Noi's heart pounds. The second sound does not come from the hill. It rises from the river itself, dull and heavy, like a sound heard through the body instead of the ears. The two tolls do not match. They slip past each other, out of time, like two hearts beating at different speeds. No eye stands, breath caught. The fog thickens, pressing close. The reeds rustle, though there is no wind. She hears footsteps. Slow bear. She turns. A shape forms in the mist. Small. Still. A head bowed slightly, as if in thought. Stop, she whispers. The shape does not move closer. It does not move away. I'm sorry, Noi says, the words spilling out before she can stop them. I didn't mean. Her voice breaks. The river laps at her calves. Cold water soaks her skirt. She feels it climb, inch by inch. The bell rings again. Once from the temple. Once from the water. The sound presses on her chest until it hurts. The shape lifts its head. For a moment, she sees his face clearly. The shaved head. The careful smile, now gone. His eyes are dark, full, patient. Then the fog closes. The water reaches. Her knees, then her thighs dot. No eye steps back, stumbling. Her heel catches in the mud and she falls. The water rushes around her, filling her ears with a low roar. Hands grab her wrists. She gasps. Fighting, but the grip is gentle. Steady. She looks. Up, no one is there. The hands release her. The water recedes, just as quickly, sliding back into its path, as if pulled by an unseen line. Noi scrambles to her feet and runs. She does not look back. By the time she reaches the edge of the village, the fog has thinned. Smoke wreaths from cooking. Fires. Children's voices drift faintly through the air. Life continues. Noi stands dripping on the road, chest heaving. Mud stains her hands. She rubs them together, but they do not feel clean. The bell is silent now, but beneath the quiet, beneath the sounds of the waking village, she feels it, a steady pulse. The river has heard her, and it is not finished remembering. The air feels heavy before the storm breaks. Clouds stack low over the temple hill, dark and slow, like they are thinking about something. Noi climbs the stone steps with care. Her shoes slip on damp moss. Each step brings a dull ache to her. Legs and a tighter pull in her chest. The bell tower waits at the top. The abbot stands beneath it. Hands folded inside his sleeves. His robe flutters in the rising wind. He does not greet her. He does not turn. Thunder rolls far away, deep and low, like something moving under the ground. You came, he says. So did the river, Noi replies. He nods once. They stand in silence. The bell hangs above them, dark with age, its mouth open. The rope sways. Slightly, though no one touches it. The smell of rain mixes with old incense and rusted metal. The abbot closes his eyes. We thought silence could hold, he says. We thought if we named it wrong, it would sleep. Noi watches his face. It is calm, but his jaw is tight. You taught the bell to lie. He opens his eyes. We taught it to serve. Thunder cracks closer now. The wind lifts dust from the ground. Leaves scatter across the steps. The boy died, Noi says. Her voice shakes, then steadies. And you said it was an accident that belonged to no one. The abbot bows his head. Fear is heavy. It pushes people. He does not say her name. He does not say the boy's name. The silence between them fills with rain that has not yet fallen. The bell calls people home, he continues. At dusk, at peace. But when a life is left uncounted, the sound changes. It calls back. Noi's hands curl into fists. Her palms itch with memory. She sees it clearly now. The temple steps slick from evening rain. The novice standing too close to the edge, laughing softly. Someone bumps into him. Not hard. Not meant. He stumbles. She reaches out, too late. His foot slips. His body hits the stone with a sharp sound. Panic spreads fast, faster than care. Voices rise. Someone says to leave him. Someone says to wait. The river waits for no one. Her hands are wet. Shaking, the memory burns and then settles. Heavy and real. I was there, Noi says. The abbot nods. We all were. The first drops of rain strike the bell. Metal rings softly under the touch. A thin, nervous sound. The wind pushes harder. The rope swings wider. We cleaned the steps, the abbot says. We changed the record. We rang the bell once and went home. And the river kept him, Noy says. Yes. Rain begins to fall in sheets. It darkens the stone, the wood, the earth. Thunder breaks overhead, loud enough to shake the tower. Noy steps forward. The abbot does not stop her. She grips the ladder and climbs. Each rung is slick. Rain runs down her arms, her neck, her face. Her breath comes hard, but her mind feels. Sharp, clear dot at the top. The bell fills her vision. Water runs along its surface, tracing old marks and dents. She reaches for the rope. Her hand stops inches away. The village lies below, small and grey through the rain. Lights remain dark. Doors stay shut. They are waiting. Noy wraps her fingers around the rope. The bell rings. Once the sound rolls out, strong and clean. It cuts through the rain and thunder, through the fields and trees. It sounds like it always did. She waits. The rain softens. The wind eases. The bell rings again. The second sound rises slower, deeper. It pulls at her chest. It reaches for the riveroo, for the fog, for the place where names were scraped away. Noy closes her eyes. This is for you. She says, she speaks the boy's name. It feels strange in her mouth at first, like a word learned long ago and forgotten. Then it settles. It fits. She says it again, louder. The sound of the rain shifts. It no longer pounds. It listens. I was afraid, Noy says. I let go. Her voice does not break. It stays steady, carried by the thinning storm. I remember you. The bell answers with a low hum, not a ring. The rope stills in her hands. Below, the abbot kneels. Rain darkens his robe until it clings to him like skin. The river swells, then pauses. Its surface smooths. The fog lifts from its banks. Slow and careful, Noy opens her eyes. The clouds part just enough for pale light to fall on the bell. Water drips from its rim in slow drops. She releases the rope when she climbs down. The abbot looks up at her. His eyes are wet, but not with rain alone. It will not ring twice again, he says. No, Noy replies. It will ring true. The storm moves away from the hill. Thunder fades into distance. The rain becomes a soft fall, then stops. A single. Lamplights in the village below. Then another. Doors open. People step outside, unsure, blinking at the quiet sky. The bell remains silent. Noy stands at the foot of the tower and feels the ground beneath her feet, solid, real. Something has been. Carry it. Something has been set down. The river flows on, and this time it does not call her back. Dawn comes soft and pale, like a careful hand laid on the land. The river breathes out mist and settles into itself. Noy stands on the bank with the others, feet sunk into cool mud. No one speaks. They watch the water as it pulls back from the shore, inch by inch, as if obeying a quiet call. The river leaves marks behind. Dark silt streaks the ground. Reed stems bend and stay bent. Small bones lie bright against the wet earth, smooth and clean like porcelain. No one steps away. No one looks away. The abbot moves first. He wades into the shallow water and lifts a bundle wrapped in cloth. It drips and sags in his hands. He carries it to the bank and sets it down. More bundles follow. The village gathers. Close, a loose circle, faces drawn and open. The abbot unties the cloth. Inside are old ledgers, their pages swollen and stuck together. Ink runs where water touched it. Some names blur, some remain sharp. A fire is built near the river's edge. Dry wood cracks as it catches. The smoke rises straight, thin and clean. The abbot feeds the ledgers to the flames, one by one. Paper curls and darkens. Letters lift into the air and break apart. As each page burns, a name is spoken. Not loudly, not all at once. A man steps forward and says, a name with a shake in his voice. A woman answers with another, steady and low. An old man clears his throat and speaks a name he has not said in years. Each name lands and then moves on, carried by the smoke. Noi listens. She speaks when it is her turn. The sound of the name is gentle now. It does not pull. It rests. When the last page burns, the abbot bows. The fire dies down to embers. Ash scatters across the wet ground and darkens. The river flows on. Noi turns toward the temple hill. The bell tower stands quiet against the morning sky. She walks. Up the path alone, the rope coiled over her shoulder. It is heavy but steady, rough against her skin. At the tower, she unhooks the rope and carries it down the steps. Each step echoes softly. At the bottom, she finds a wooden post driven deep into the ground. She wraps the rope around it and ties a firm knot. The bell above stays still. The rope no longer sways. She rests her hand on the knot. The ground feels solid. The sound has a place now. The day moves on. People return to their homes. Doors open wide. Windows are pushed back. Sunlight reaches corners it has not touched in a long time. Children run along the road, their voices rising without fear. By afternoon, the village smells of cooking rice and soap. Laughter slips out, cautious at first, then free. Dogs stretch and sleep in the shade. The river glints and carries leaves instead of offerings. As dusk approaches, Noi walks to the shrine by the reeds. It stands straight now, cleaned and repaired. Fresh wood supports its base. The plaque has been replaced, the name carved clear and careful. She kneels and sets the lotus down. Its petals are open, white and full. She lights incense and watches the smoke rise. It lifts straight into the air, thin and sure. I remember, she says, and stands. The bell rings at dusk. Once the sound is clean. It rolls out and settles. Where it should, it does not pull at the chest. It does not search. It says what it means and stops. People pause to listen. Some close their eyes. Some smile and wipe their faces. The sound fades and leaves quiet behind, gentle and complete. Night falls without weight. The sky clears and stars appear, sharp and bright. Crickets sing. The river keeps its steady pace. Noi returns home. She washes her hands. The water runs clear. She lies down and closes her eyes. Sleep comes easily. There are no dreams of water or bells. No footsteps in the fog. Her breath stays. Even the night passes without sound. The bell does not ring again. Silence holds the village, not tight, not fearful. It holds like a promise kept.